Welcome to Sew Denim Quilting. I'm Glenda Burton. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a disappearing 9 patch. We'll start by making an easy 9 patch, and then we'll make 2 magic cuts and make it disappear. Stick around to the end to see the many variations you can make with just 9 blocks and 2 cuts. All right. We're going to make it, to make a disappearing 9 patch, we need to start by making our 9 patch. And the really nice thing about a 9 patch is you can do it in any size you want to. You can do it in big 10-inch squares. You can do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, halves in between. Ones I think would be a little bit small, but you know. But for the sake of this video and the fact that charm packs are pretty easy to come by and they have a lot of variety in color, pattern, what we're going to use is 5-inch squares. So we lay out our 9 patch. And 9 patches are really beginner friendly. So we lay out our 9 patch. And like I said, we can do this in smaller ones too. To make our 9 patch is we're going to sew these ones to these ones. And then we'll go ahead and sew these ones to these ones. And when we iron them, we're going to iron this way. We're going to iron our print so that these are out, and then and these are in, and those are out, so that when we come back afterwards, and these are sewed together, and these are sewed together, and these are sewed together, we'll sew them together like this. These will be all sewed together. There'll be one row, and then we can nest our seams so that we have pretty little corners. So let me show you what the same idea with smaller blocks. They're just smaller. And you can use prints too. We could do it that way, or we could switch it up and do it with these as our outer squares, so that you can see all the different ways you could do it. The problem with this is that when we cut it, we'll be cutting through our, so this way, if we used non-directional prints, we could make it like that. Again, you just sew them together. Make a row, make a row, make a row, sew your rows together. And make our magic cut.
One.
We've sewed our 9 patches together, and like you said, I've sewed this one to this one, and this one to this one, this one to this one, in rows. So here's what my back looks like. Like I said, these were pressed out, these were pressed out, and these were pressed in so that they would nest when I sewed my corners together. So we have sort of pretty corners. All right, the magic happens here. So half, and we started out with 5-inch squares, but we lost 1/4 of an inch on each side. So we are going to cut this 2 1/4, and I'm going to use this line and cut in 2 1/4. If you have a hard time seeing that, one thing you could do so that it would help you line it up is use some masking tape, and you could put your masking tape down on your 2 1/4 line, so you know where to line up. Put one there, in the middle of that one, in the middle of this one. That way we can see where we're trying to line up. And again on this one. So here is our quarter line. All right. And that will help me line up on my seam line. Okay. I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to cut it down the middle. Okay, now what I'm going to do, that's cut number one. Magic cut number one. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it on the bottom. And so that I can line up, I'll use my little marks, 2 1/4, and cut it in half. And voila, we have gone from 1 to 4. Whoops. Now we have, apparently it likes to stick, but that's where there's like, it's by the seam, maybe. Jeez, I need a new blade. All right. Okay, we have 4 squares. And what makes this disappearing is you just turn the 2 in, and the 2 in, and you have a new block. It's a disappearing 9 patch. Or we could turn these 2 in, and you have another, it's another variation. This kind of looks like you've got cornerstones, and so you could do that. Let's see what else. Let's see. You could go like that. That's another variation. Let's see what's another one. There's lots of ways you could do this, but for this one, I am going to go ahead and do my centers in. And it doesn't matter if you want to do it where you turn these 2 in, you can do it that way, or you can do it where you do these 2 in and these 2 out. These two would stay the same. You turn those 2 in. I will probably put it together. These 2 in and those in. So there's one way to do it. Another way to do it is how it turns out when it's all sewed together, what it would look like. Where you turn the 2 in and leave the 2 out. Another one, basically I did the same thing, except for I used prints. And I did it the same way. I had my print in the middle and my prints on the outside. When I cut one, I started with my greens on top and my purples on the bottom and my yellow in the middle. As you see, when I was able to get this pattern. This one here is just with colors, but I did the same idea, but I used 5 different colors. My purple was in the middle. And when I cut it and sewed it back together, that's what it looked like. Let's see what happens if we were to take 3 different colors and we put 3 together down the middle and a different color on the corners. Okay, so see what happens when we play with this combination. We have 2 different colors in the middle. Put it back together. Well, if we did these 2, we have a very big pink. We'd have a cool pink one too. Pink, 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 pink. This wouldn't be a full block. Okay, let's see. Go back to our original and see what else can we do. See what else could we do? We've turned them in. Okay, let's just turn that one that way. and that one that way. That's kind of cool. Again, we could do it where we did these two that way. So then we'd have a alternating. See, that's the fun of it. As you change your prints or your colors and cut it, you come up with different patterns. All denim. Could be shades of some other color. Okay, so we, as before, we can always do the, you turn two in and you leave two together. So that would look cool just in denim. You'd have all the, or you could do, let's see, what else could you do? You could do, so they went the other way. Let's put on, let's see. We could put that one up, that one over. Oh wait, let's go back this way. And so then you can have one in the middle. Or you could do it so that you make a kind of a little X. So one, these ones up, these ones down. Or these ones. So, but every time you change your material that you have your blocks made with, that changes the pattern a little. This one here is with just one print in our background. And basically you can do the same thing. It doesn't have to, just by changing it up, then you use just this print in all your blocks, you'd have little soccer balls all over. Set up like that. Or you could do, or you ended up, they did that. And just little pops of color in your background fabric, which is, in our case, is denim. But you don't have to use denim. I'm just using denim because I like denim and I want to see what different blocks look like. Now this one here has the denim in the middle and it has prints on the outside. So, let's see. See, here we go. I mean, look at all the different things you could do. I mean, this would be kind of cool. Let's put these back together and move this one in and this one in, and then we have, it looks like you did a lot of work to make these, but really all you did is sew 9 pieces together, and the orientation that you put them together makes these different patterns. I mean, you can swap them around too if you wanted to. You can swap that one over there, leave that one there, put this one back here, and move this one this way, or this way, and this way. I mean, each one, each time you turn it, and once you get it laid out the way you like it, see, this would be great to use up denim and flannel shirts or cotton shirts, because you could make you could use your cotton here and then you have your denim. Like I said, there's so many ways you can make these, and they look cool. See, just different layouts. And then you sew them back together and you'll have a block that looks like that. So this one here is a checkerboard piece where we used just denim and one color. Now you could do this where you did the whole quilt, this checkerboard pattern, or you could mix up, you could have different blocks that had the checkerboard effect. The possibilities of the Disappearing 9 patch are endless. It's your imagination, your fabrics. These are just some that I went ahead and sewed together that I had on hand, just to see and play what if. You just want to do scrappy? Do like I'm doing. Make a couple just like I did, and play with them. Make a scrappy quilt. All right, so here we go. It's the same idea. We got those ones in the middle. We got, let's see, do it this way, and then you could do that. You could do, let's see, that and that. Play with different combinations of fabrics. Okay, this one here, what I did, instead of having our prints on the outsides and in the middle, I reversed it. Now this is the same, but instead of having these as our background, these are our prints. So then it'll look different when we, make our, that's kind of cool. We got little bricks here, brick that way, and that way. We'll put our corners in there. It's up to your imagination. What you have. Like I said, you can do this with 3-inch squares. You can do this with 4-inch squares, or 3.5, 4.5. Just as long as your 9 squares are the same size. This is the one that I made using 3-inch squares. I used 3 plaids. I used prints that were directional, and just the way that I made them. So this one here and this one here were in the corners, the top and bottom corners. So then when I cut it, I was able to keep them that direction and flip these two in to make the scrappy look, that scrappy look there. Well, as you can see, there are so many different ways that you can make a disappearing 9 patch. There is no right way and no wrong way. They all look great. If you have a layer cake or charm squares or, you know, a bunch of scraps, you can do this. This is an easy beginner block, and you can use any size of block that you would like. In this tutorial, I showed you 9 different ways that you could sew your blocks together to make endless possibilities for blocks. I hope you got inspired to use your denim or stash blocks or stash fabrics, your scrap fabrics, any of that, to make your own scrappy or controlled or whatever you want, but your own disappearing 9 patch. Again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If there's any blocks that you'd like to see me make, please comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.